Today on TFL Bike, we are taking a look at this 2021 Yamaha Tenere 700 with a very cool graphics package and some extra additions. And we're also going to talk to this bike's owner, Brian. Now, right now we are at RevZilla's Get On ADV Fest. So a huge thanks to them for bringing us out here. And actually, Brian, our winner, how's it going?
Doing great.
This is the guy that won our photo contest and got a free ticket to come here, and it's largely because of the picture that you submitted of this sweet looking Tenere.
I want to say thank you to everybody who voted.
Yeah, that's because of you guys. So you got to tell me a little bit about this bike. When did you get it and what do you use it for?
Yeah, I think we picked it up in September in California because in Colorado they're just not available.
Yeah.
And originally I got it really for enduro riding, not hardcore off-road because it's a little heavy for me for that. But I'm really enjoying it as more of a motard, believe it or not, because it hooks up and goes really well, corners really well. We ride two up on it and it really doesn't know if somebody's on the back, which is nice. And it's just been an all-around great bike. It's just a good all-arounder.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. I like the way that yours specifically looks. And then my favorite thing about the way that these Teneres are put together is largely this CP2 engine. In every application from Yamaha that we've ridden this motor, we've enjoyed it. Everything from the R7 to the MT-07 to this Tenere 700. Another thing I like about this motorcycle a lot is how solid and agricultural almost the transmission feels. You really can feel when it goes in the next gear. It
Absolutely.
Feels solid.
Yep.
Yeah.
It really is smooth. You really don't need to clutch when you get rolling as well, which is nice, especially if you get into anything technical. You stand on it, it'll go down, you kick it up, it'll go up. Not a lot of hiccups at all. It doesn't get stuck, around neutral at all, which is really nice. The ABS works well, and it's just a overall well-balanced bike, compared to an MT-07 or an FC-07, which is lower to the ground. They've raised the profile of this bike, so like when you're really pushing it through the corners, it will just fall over in what direction you want it to go. There's not a lot of input. Yeah. It really doesn't take the concentration off of the enjoyment, to control the bike.
So a good combination for both on and off-road riding.
Absolutely.
Another thing that's cool about this particular motorcycle is that you've added a few components specifically also for off-roading. So tell me about some of these things that you have on here. Where did you get these?
Well, it's funny, these bikes are hard to get, but the components, the add-ons, are actually harder to get.
Really?
Yeah. So, I spent a lot of time, watching your channel and other YouTube channels. Shout out to Swanky Cat for turning me on to these crash bars. You can spend a lot of money on crash bars, but for example, these are like $200
right
from dirt racks. And the back luggage rack, that's only like 120 bucks. Again, some people, because it's a new bike, it's a hot bike, they're getting high dollar for certain things. And if you just, get on the forums, follow a few YouTube channels, you can kind of get turned on to other things like, these pegs right here, these are not stock, they're extra wide. So for standing, when your rear end gets tired, you're on a real good plant. These come from Camel ADV.
And it looks like you get great traction on these pegs.
Yeah, I have not slipped off those.
Yeah, they look pretty aggressive.
And they're not the type of peg that you really want to, get your foot down below it, because it will take skin out, But they're great pegs. Also Camel ADV bash plate.
That's a solid looking skid plate.
Yeah, and what I really liked about this one is, they've got this plastic bottom end protector that goes all the way out to the back of the shock. And a lot of bash plates, they stop before that. And, if you're going over rocks, boulders, whatever, you can get it hung up back here. This is just aluminum.
That hangs down fairly low.
Yeah, this is just aluminum. It'll take that out and leave you stranded on the trail. Yeah. So I really like that feature a lot. And on the stock Teneres, there's only like 4 bolts that hold, what equates to an aluminum can.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of my first rides out, I actually got forced off the road into a ditch, had to go across a rock patch, and the bash plate that came with it didn't make
hold
it.
up. Yeah.
No. So this was a good addition. And again, all reasonably priced, which is, really nice.
That's ideal because, again, with something like a crash bar or a skid plate, it's going to get beat up. If it's really expensive, you're going to feel bad about it. So it might as well be on the more affordable side. And what you were mentioning down here, the fact that this is composite, that's actually pretty nice as well. There's a lot of people that don't feel very confident in composite skid plates, but when Alex and I did a review on the Yamaha Wolverine, they actually preferred the plastic skid plate to the metal one because it slid off of rocks more easily, made less noise, and the way that they were building it, it was just as tough. But they also offered a metal one just because a lot of people weren't very confident in it. But that being said, a well-made composite skid plate can do a lot for you.
Yeah, and it's not that heavy, which is another thing. You start loading these things up, you get them heavy, and then next thing you know, you're wallowing everywhere you go.
So I noticed another modification you have up here. Tell me about this.
So this is the Camel ADV AntiBobble, and stock, this unit here, riding on the street or, in the dirt, it bobbles. And,
Right.
A lot of people are like, yeah, it doesn't really bother me. It bothers everybody. So for about $60, you can get these from Camel ADV, and it makes it solid as a rock. And if you were going to mount a GPS unit, and that's where you're really getting to complain when it shimmies, this just keeps it solid as a rock.
Yeah.
Also have a ram mount
nice.
here, replaces this bolt, and then you can put a ram on here. A buddy of mine that lives in Southern California, he turned me on to this phone holder. It doesn't really look off-road, but it's totally functional.
Yeah, it looks pretty solid.
Yeah, it holds it pretty well, especially when you got the front wheel off the ground for any amount of time. Coming back down, it doesn't bounce out, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, and I love the fact that you made it so that this screen doesn't bounce around, because I've only ridden maybe 50 to 70 miles on a Tenere, and I noticed very quickly that screen bounces around because it's something that you bring your eyes to often, and watching that thing just bounce back and forth, it made it look and feel very cheap. It's distracting.
Totally.
And yeah, the fact that you could fix that.
There's also another benefit to it too. The headlights will also shimmy on the road.
Right.
And
And those help stabilize that as well?
absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
And then these look aftermarket.
They are. I got those off of Amazon, and they're really bright. My wife is usually chasing me, and she's commented on she can actually see me turning. So
Yeah, that's a good thing.
that's a good thing. So if she can see me turning, oncoming traffic can see it as well.
I like that when they're illuminated, it's not, they look very subtle, but when they actually light up, it's a good thing that they work well. So how do you like the noise from this bike? Should we start it up and give the people a little sound clip?
Sure. Yeah. No, it's super quiet.
Yeah, which for an off-road bike, not a bad thing. Sometimes you want to enjoy the trail. It's still a good throaty noise though.
And also, Camel ADV has worked on one of the problems that this bike has, which is if you go down on this side, this bracket right here is actually connected to the frame. So when you break this or bend it, you're actually impacting the frame. So what they do is they sell a kit that actually brings the exhaust up here. And if I was going to do, change it, it would be probably something along those lines. My daughter, when she rides on the back, that's the back of her boot right there. So it's really close here, but when you actually bring it out and bring it up and make it come along this line, it looks better too. So that's available for people that want it to sound more throaty and change the geometry of the back bracket.
Yeah, and protect the frame a little bit as well.
Yeah, that's one of the things. There was another guy, a YouTube guy, that actually stripped 60 pounds off of this bike.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. And he took it to a shop in LA, and it was a Yamaha demo bike. Okay, so he's like, I don't know if I'm getting in trouble for doing this. but he took off all the unnecessary items. So, you know, it weighs about 450 pounds wet, somewhere around 390 pounds. This bike gets more like an MT-07.
Yeah.
And it's just a hoon, you know, and it's just like one of my things that, you know, if I ever got a wild hair, taking it all down to and having just a shorty
the bare
come out
minimum
right here
Yeah.
would be kind of fun. But it's a great bike. It handles really well. It gets crazy good gas mileage, so you're not, you know, range anxiety. It gets like 55 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
And that's being on it, you know, just really wrenching it out. And, you know, this bike will go over 100 miles an hour and easily. And it's comfortable. You know, it's like the windshield actually works. I've got a visor on my helmet and it actually works. And I'm just overall very satisfied with it.
So is there any other motorcycle on the market that you would ever consider swapping this for, or if you had to replace this bike?
Nope.
No? This is the one?
This is the one. I've got an FZ09 that's tuned. That's fun when you want to be sporty.
Right.
My wife has an FZ07 that's tuned. That's super fun to
Yeah,
be sporty.
I experienced that today.
Yes, you did. Yeah. So did Alex. He's behind the camera. But an all-arounder bike, you know, if you're a casual rider or, you know, semi-hardcore, this is just that bike that fits in the middle that you're never unhappy riding.
Absolutely.
I really like it.
Well, we appreciate you letting us shoot with it. And there you go. It's a testimonial from an actual owner, someone who bought this bike, rides it consistently. Yeah, I honestly agree. I've only ever ridden these briefly, and I haven't really gotten to take them off-road, but I was thoroughly impressed with how awesome these motorcycles are. So if you're in the market for a great all-around bike, this is definitely worth a ride, especially for the price.
Absolutely.
How much did you pay for this brand new?
I paid $1,000 dealer markup.
Really? Yeah.
Which is not bad.
The bike market is just tough right now.
It's crazy, but it was well worth it. You know, I've never bought a bike below MSRP anyway. I don't even know if they do that. But for this particular bike, we saw it when we were in Southern California. They had two in the dealership, and I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked because we're in Colorado Springs, and there's Apex Motorsports that had one demo, not for sale, like a big sign on, not for sale. And it was like just this bike unicorn. And they had two of them, and it was like a no-brainer. We happened to have our bikes in California. We were going to ride the coast anyway. So put a leg over this thing. My wife saw me drive off, and about 10 minutes in, she's telling my buddy he's going to buy it. It wasn't even a question. Came back and did the paperwork. But great bike, looks good, love the blue wheels. I had to get the matching sticker kit because they're kind of plain without it. And I can't say, you know, nicer things about the bike. Yamaha really knocked it out of the park.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for bringing the bike by. And yeah, be sure to keep your eye out for more reviews from people that we find that actually own motorcycles, and you know, we love talking to them, seeing what they actually think, what they like and dislike. We'll catch you guys in the next video.